Hi everybody, welcome to BrickVault. This is Mike and welcome to another top 10 mocks video. This is our Sunday episode where we show all the favorite mocks, usually 10 of them from the last week that we found on the internet. And this week because Jack skipped the last video because he was apparently food sick, yeah right.
What?
I'm gonna be choosing mocks from the last 2 weeks. It was really hard to choose the top 10 best of them because there was a lot of awesome options to choose from. And at the end of this episode, I'm gonna be showing your fan creations that you guys are sending to our BrickVault fan mocks email. If you want to send more for next week, or the rules along with that email as available on the screen right now can be found below the video. Before we jump into the list, I just wanna update you guys on our web store. The last mock we have added to the store is the War Rig from Mad Max. It's a really awesome build from Nikola. You guys may already know him as the designer of the awesome Thunderjaw, and this new truck of his from the Mad Max lore is nothing short of amazing. So check out our web store, the link is in the description below as well. Remember, every purchase you guys make supports our channel directly and also the designers that we work with to deliver you those awesome mocks. And let's get into the list. This is number 10, coming from a builder named Zed. The build is called Space Carrot, you can probably tell why. And I know that is not pure Lego, we have a fresh carrot in there, but you gotta appreciate the idea and the way he carved those opening spots for the bricks to fit. A spacecraft of choice for all the space bunnies out there. You can even see the guy having some carrots as probably fuel on the cart, and there's even a carrot jetpack on the other guy. At least that's what it looks like. A really creative way of getting a mock done. Maybe he got the inspiration from the latest Plants from Plants Lego set that is promoted by Lego right now, and that seems like a very organic build, wink wink. And going up the list, this is number 9, called the Vietnamese tugboat or Vietnamese fishing boat, a builder that goes by name Know Your Pieces. His real name is Hoang Dang, and that seems to be like an older build that he was able to get pictures for. And what I really appreciate about this boat is the shaping of the hull. There is no Lego cheating used here, all of this is just original bricks. Hoang, through the design process of his hulls, is using just the tension or the tolerances that are found between the Lego bricks. And that is what makes this weird angle to look so good. The boat is packed with details as well. I like those searchlights at the roof, and you can see its purpose by the net hanging in the front. Check out his Flickr page for more amazing builds, especially the big sail ship that he built a while ago. With number 8, we are jumping into somewhat of a micro-scale style. This is coming from David Zambito. A Temple of the Taroske is the name of the mock, and this one wins in category of the perfect piece usage for a single build. As you can spot quite easily, maybe not so much, the big fig of the Killer Croc is used here as a big chunk of the terrain, and the carapace visible on the Croc's back is portraying a greenish hill in a very efficient way. Even the printing for his side body is also depicting maybe some rock formations next to the temple. Very creative thinking. I don't think I have seen the use of a big figure in any sort of a landscape build by far, and the great techniques used for this small temple are just complementing the build in the most enjoyable way. I always appreciate finding such a good microscale builds for every top 10 mocks video. Alright, number 7 is coming from Heikki M, one of my favorite Lego interior designers, and the newest one is called Night in the Attic Apartment. Of course, the furniture is top-notch in terms of design techniques. I like the fireplace on the left and the canted roof representing the attic placement of the room. It is somewhat modern yet minimalistic, and of course completely studless, as it is an iconic style of Heikki. Even that small stack of wooden planks for the fireplace using, I think, cheese pieces is a great little addition, just fulfilling the room completely. If you are not familiar with Heikki's style, I definitely recommend checking out his Flickr page, as the different rooms that he designed are quite varying in nature and looks. And going up, this is number 6, your mech of the week. This is coming from Benjamin Chek Ming Han, or just Benjamin Chek, and the mech has a long name to it, Stug Scaratherium IAD ST111 Mark III. Wow, that's a long name. Anyway, the mech is insanely cool. That is one of the most accomplished mech designers in my opinion right here, and this thing has everything an assault mech should have. We have a nice oculus, some sort of a targeting system in the middle that makes the most of the looks for this mech. I really dig those 2 shield pieces by the legs, seems like a riot shield or just the another piece of armor to maybe switch this mech into somewhat of a siege/assault mode. There is a multi-barrel cannon in the middle below the main oculus thingy, and some armament on the shoulders like an autocannon, and I think on the right you can see a missile launcher. This is not the first mech of this series, this type series of this designer, as he's pretty much into designing the entire lines of mechs and other military equipment. So if you like this style or these types of builds, his Flickr page is the way to go. Number 5 is a type of MOC that kind of makes you think what it is about. It is a bit provocative and a lot of inspiration comes from it as well. That is coming from a builder named Why Not, and the MOC has just a mysterious name, Untitled. You can see the details on the picture. There is the word curved on the wall, a lot of spider webs at the top and a beautiful looking chandelier. Overall a very rusty, not welcoming sort of an apartment with a closet in the middle, and the closet opens up to a different, more colorful and joyful world. There are some hills in the back in a perspective shot, some branches of trees just poking through the right, and the use of lighting here is actually very good, just showing some of this light thrown onto the floor. I don't really know what to say about this, it's just very artistic and catches the eye immediately. Very good attention to details and some amazing techniques used here. So I guess everyone can just add your own thoughts or the feeling about this MOC and what it actually depicts. Number 4, we have a pretty cool sci-fi display featuring all-time favorite Blacktron, but in a quite different way than the usual. This is coming from the builder Moto, and that is an interesting display of a spaceport called the Redstone 5, and the display is using one of the older designs from this designer, Chrysalis Starship, along with some new ones like the mech on the left and the entirely new Blacktron Dragon on the right. Yep, Blacktron is using mechanical dragons now. I don't really mind as long as the display looks really awesome like it does. Very colorful MOC for a space or sci-fi theme to me, and the build for the dragon is really cool. I would like to see type of this dragon in somewhat of a mechanical way in maybe the next coming Ninjago if they ever make one. The mech is also very nice looking, I guess getting inspiration from some anime mechs, as it comes with a massive sword and a shield. Got some Voltron vibes to it maybe as well. Really good photography comes with that build, so if you want to see all the pictures in nice detail, everything is on the designer's Moto's Flickr page. Alright, going towards the end of the list, this one is coming from everyone's favorite kinetic sculpture designer, that is Jason from JK Brickworks, and this one is the cross-country skier. As you remember, Jason designed previously the Sisyphus sculpture that was using similar motion to this one, but I think this one is designed in an even more smooth way and the motion is just mesmerizing. I like how this simple mechanism is making this whole thing move in the way it does, and that just shows how skillful Jason is in designing these movable objects. If you don't know who Jason is, he's also the co-designer of the pop-up book that will come to the shelves as the next ideas set. And number 2 is in the sci-fi theme. This is coming from Duolin Forkbird. It's called the Invader T3 Phage. Now many of you may notice that this build is based off a bacteriophage, a virus that is basically attacking bacteria and is one of the most interesting objects in microbiology. According to Duolin's description, this is a ship that is being born from spore in the lore, comes with a DNA-based sentient being piloting it, and is designed to conquer planets and planting its copies on them. Basically how a bacteriophage works with a bacteria. Really cool concept for a bio spaceship, and the execution is pretty good as well. I like the contrast of gray and orange colors. The capsule at the top is really well built as well, plus a lot of gribbling in forms of those straight pieces of different lightsaber elements, for example, and also antennas and such that also work greatly in the trifecta of the legs. Again, a very cool concept and one of the most original space designs I've seen this year. And at this point I want to remind you that the lists of mine are not really about the ranking of the sets. I had a massive problem choosing the number 1 for this spot because it's not really number 1, I mean all these builds are amazing. I had several choices and I went with this one, that's the Elvan Seaport of Elvadian, built by Martin Harris. And first of all, you have to appreciate the amount of clear blue studs that were used for the water of the smoke. I think that's like tens of thousands of them. That's one awesome thing, and the build for the isle with those beautiful elven buildings is something to really put your eyes on. The build for somewhat of a guarding tower or castle at the shoreline is also nice. There is a bridge connecting it, and a bunch of other smaller builds that depict this fantasy, somewhat of a mystical land. The tree in the back is also great with different colors of leaves, and there are just so many awesome details to witness in this build that I believe many Elves fans would greatly appreciate, and not only them, because this MOC appeals to me as well, and I'm not really a big Elf fan. There were also some amazing honorary mentions I have seen this week. this one is coming from Space Runner. Its name is Gorgon, the 8x8 maintenance and rescue rig, depicting the Megacore magnetizer from M-Tron back in the days. I'm melting brickheads in white from a Pasco 67 builder. Such a great idea and such a great execution here given the crazy heat wave that we are experiencing in the world right now. LEGO 7 has put together this amazing Horus statue, the god of sky from the Egyptian lore. This one is Wefirth Valley Wheat Market from Mountain Hobbit. A beautiful design with especially this great landscaping in different levels of height. There is the build called Pangohihi by Logibur, an amazing build using some of the Galidor and I think Hero Factory pieces to portray this amazing Manta. That's super creative, maybe even as this one, the Administrator by Leonid An, a very matrixy, even H.R. Geiger looking spaceship. There is also the build for the DT-92 Rigelian dropship and APC from Ben Smith, and there will be more of these as Shiptember is just around the corner. And also Andrew Steele finished two awesome builds, the Talos and the Guards. This is just it's just impressive. And also there is the build called the Garlock, a very ferocious looking creature from the Abyss or something, and one of the most impressive Bionicle builds I've seen for a while now. All these happened through the last 2 weeks, and now it's the time to show off your fan creations, guys, that you have sent to our BrickVault FanMox email. Again, if you want to send more for next week, the rules are below. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and you can also click the bell button to get notified whenever we make a new video. Thank you so much, guys. Again, it was Mike, and I'll see you next time on BrickVault.